Good morning. It's day 12. T-Bone had his first night out on trail. He slept up at 8,000 feet. He should be hiking towards the San Jacinto Peak this morning. He completed the Apache Peak. Anyhow, just enjoying my view this morning. I don't know if you can see where I met and hiked yesterday, but you see up at the top where it starts zigzagging. That's where we came down yesterday, or I did, and at the Cedar Creek Spring Trail. I removed Starlink, closed the van back up. This is where we boondocked last night. Emptied my gray water, cleaned out the van a little, and now I'm headed back down the road. Great peaceful evening. It was nice to be out in the rural country and not in the town. Good morning. I am just checking in on the trail here. I had got word this morning that T-Bone started about 7 a.m. He's back on the trail, but dang, he hiked about 11 hours yesterday, so I bet he's worn out. Anyhow, a lot of people have been asking, well, Boo, what do you do while I'm waiting on him? Well, I will say that I do a lot of recon, and I may share a couple of the apps that I use. I always go to the United States Forest Service app when I can check out different campsites. I've been preferring to stay on the forest instead of the state land because we have an annual pass to stay on the forest land. Good places to boondock, and also other campsites. I visit the PCTA.org. They have a interactive map, and I can see what mileage and kind of where T-Bone is along the way. It shows me every half mile along the trail and the location of that. And I also check out another map called Gaia, and it lets me know if what kind of land it's on. It tells you if it's the forest, if it's a state park, or what you can pick a location and it identifies the road for you and such. So I've been trying to find better roads where I can maybe future meet up with him. I spent probably an hour and a half yesterday looking at sites or road crossings that we could maybe hook up after I-10, north of I-10. So anyhow, that's kind of what I work on, the logistics as well as doing the editing and getting these posts up for y'all, which I've enjoyed doing, and hopefully I'm getting better. I'm open for any criticism, so don't hesitate to put in the comments of things that I could do better. It's all a learning experience. Every single day is a learning experience. So I just pulled over here, and there's a nice little spot. Morris Ranch Road is the name of it. And first night in the van by myself on this trip, not a big deal. It was awesome. I have my bunk heater, and I had it run all night, and it did great. So I stayed nice and toasty.
Well, day 12, PCT morning. Pretty much all morning's been micro spikes and walking through the snowpack. Still on trail. Lots of hikers yesterday and today. So kind of gets a little log jammed every now and again. That's all right. Some of the hikers split and took the lower trail through the valley, but I think their intent was to peak San Jacinto. I'm just staying on the main PCT trail right now, and kind of headed back up to a drop-off back to Idyllwild.
This is the descent from the Morris Ranch Road. Mountain Center, California is the closest town to where we are right now. And that, when I reach the highway here, if I go left, I could go back to the Paradise Cafe, which you've seen in the previous videos, or take a right, it goes towards Mountain Center, and then I take that road that goes up to Idyllwild. I drove down to Lake Hemet. A lot of campers, tent sites, and such. A lot of white caps on the lake, but they sure are close to the lake. Nice little lake. Don't think I want to be out there on a kayak.
So I got off trail up there at the Saddle Junction letdown. Still been lots of snow and ice and slush, but man, look at this. Fresh runoff. I think I'm gonna capture some of this. It's unbelievable runoff. And day 12, PCT, walking into Idyllwild. Came off trail at Saddle Junction. Well, good morning, friends and neighbors. TBone and Boo here with you again. So I spent the night on the mountain, got up the next morning, and within about a half a mile started encountering the snow fields. So the crampons and the ice axe went to work, and it was snow, basically snow and ice and slush until I got off trail, which was at Saddle Junction. So the 20+ hikers that were hunkered down on the side of the mountain that night in the 30-40 mile an hour winds that lasted all night long, we were all pretty tired, and then of course having to negotiate the snow caused the trail to be a little bit slower, kind of like day 11 when we were having to negotiate all the blowdowns, going under trees, over trees, around trees, and then rock slides and so forth. I mean, just had a lot of damage to the trail that had to be negotiated in that environment.
Sleep in the tent?
Not much. The tent worked great. I was using that big Agnes Tiger that with the pole system and the stake system it has. It worked great in the wind. The wind was blowing so hard, it was just so noisy. You can imagine 10 tents flapping in the wind. It just made it very loud. But,
I stayed that night in boondocked there at the Cedar Springs trailhead and had a great night's sleep.
Well, I guess the motivating thing is when you wake up and it's cold and you're ready to get on down trail, you break camp pretty quick and get on down with it. But because of the so many hikers got to that one campsite, there was a lot of folks on trail the next day 12, when we hit the snowfields. So a lot of single file, slow hiking. Saw some folks fall. Saw some folks have to do some self-arrests. Nothing bad, but it just made for real slow hiking. So it dusted everything up there. They said with about 4 to 6 additional inches to what they already had. So when I got to Saddle Junction, there was an off trail back down to Idyllwild, and myself and other hikers took that about a 2.5-3 mile hike down to get back into town. And so day 12 ended up, I don't know if you want to call it a Nero or not, did over 12 miles. So it was a good day's hike, but my legs were baked. They were done because all the elevation and all the extra work, with the way the condition of the trail was. So today we're taking it easy, but today is also kind of a farewell, because we're going to be leaving the mountain town of Idyllwild and moving on down the road because the trail's moving on down. This will be our last day in Idyllwild, and what a great town.
Yes, it's awesome. Food is amazing.
Great restaurants.
Those crab cakes, I went and had them 4 times there. They were delicious.
And it wasn't just, the crab cake was awesome, but the salad underneath and the dressing and the thinly sliced radishes and the cucumber and I don't know, just the whole concoction was absolutely fantastic.
Great little town. We saw that firsthand over the weekend. It's obvious that a lot of folks from San Diego and the coastal region of California, they come here on the weekend to enjoy this place because it just filled up. We'll tack this little deal onto the end of day 12 as a wrap up. And what do you think?
Sounds good.
You want to see everybody outside?
See you outside.
Get outside. You might as well. Black Mountain Road. Forecast weather for tonight. No rain, right?
I don't think so. All week was, I mean, I hadn't checked in a couple of days, but.
You caught a bunch of rain, it's going to be really bad.
Yeah, I thought of that. Pulled up here, but.
Stays dry.
What goes up must come down.
Yeah, it's pretty factual.
Great little camping spot. T-Bone heads out here tomorrow. Back to the PCT.